right, welcome back. Apologize, I would normally get this out a day earlier on this one, but I was unavoidably pulled away from being able to get this in at the normal time. So we're a little bit behind, but that's just fine. When we last left the adventures of Earl and the Zebulon Harding, we were pulled up over top of a shattered world with its core exposed to space and exposed caverns, fiery planetary core, in fact, visible from space. And the goal here, according to the instructions from Paladin, who's got us going on this circuitous route until we get to the Jeffers Vega Collective, is to craft an object in the fiery core of the planet, which is super. It's just great. So, sort of surprising no one, Earl is going to be strapping on something a little bit heavier than his normal clothing for whatever the heck is going on here. And we are going to jump in here and figure out what exactly we need to do to get this done. So we're going to, I had mentioned before we had some crates in here and it was like forged materials and stuff like that. And it's a lot of sort of esoteric stuff and then a combiner and some sort of vague instructions. I kind of have an idea as to what this is going to be when it's all said and done. And so we're gonna get to work. All right. So coming in over the shattered world, and we are going to explore a waypoint, which tells us a little bit more. When you divert from an expedition to examine a notable location, you roll plus wits. On a strong hit, choose one. On a strong hit with a match, you may instead make a discovery. Now, I want to take a look at some of my assets here and just figure out what we've got going on. When you make a move to craft, repair, repurpose, or modify equipment or technology, to craft, repair, repurpose, or modify equipment or technology, add +1 plus take +1 momentum on a hit. I am going to allow this to apply because basically, broadly speaking, I know how to make stuff, and forging things is making stuff, and it's technological in this case, the way that the stuff is put together. So I'm going to say that this kind of applies here. So I'm going to take a +1 on this and a +1 momentum on a hit as I make this wits-based explore waypoint. So let's see how that goes. All right, look at that. Strong hit. Strong hit. Okay, on a strong hit, choose one. You can find an opportunity, envision a favorable insight, situation, resource, or encounter, and take +2 momentum, or mark progress on your expedition according to its rank. Now, my expedition that's going on right now is progress on. I'm following Paladin's route to Jeffers Vega, which, tempting as it is to make that move that along, because I didn't get any progress on the first planet we went to. As tempting as that is, I think I want the momentum, and also what's going to be happening here. I don't know why that would move along the. I don't know why it would move along the expedition necessarily in this case. So find an opportunity, envision a favorable insight, situation, resource, or encounter. Take +2 momentum. Okay, so the planet's fiery core. It's not like we're approaching a star here, obviously. So it's lava field kind of level of unhealthy environment, which is fine. In the environmental suit, in the space suit, armored up, and pretty much capable of dealing with this. It's a 0G kind of drop on this thing, or low gravity at least, and I can land on a somewhat normal part and sort of descend to where I need to get, or land somewhere nearby the place. It's still a gigantic mass, so it still has gravity, even if it is light gravity. I can sort of proceed from there. Zeb is like, Earl, or let's say it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I think I have an idea what's going on here. And luckily for the light gravity, it's fairly easy to move these crates along. So what we finally get to, following the instructions that Paladin has left us here, is this sort of cavernous. The Oracle before had given us exposed caverns, which I'm fine with. So I'm following that along. Where did it go? There you go. Exposed caverns. And I'm following those according to some guidelines that he left, and that sort of thing. and I come into this sort of fiery exposed place, and it has to have been modified and added, like these changes have been made to the planet since it was torn asunder, because clearly this thing has been set up for this kind of activity. There is literally sort of a crude and very, you know, simplistic but still technological forge here. So given the materials that I've been asked to bring and the way I can expose sort of the, you know, the magma and that sort of stuff that's within this area, it's not nice by any stretch of the imagination, but it's, you know, it's sort of just inside of Mount Doom kind of level of area, and it's not great, but I'm laying all this stuff up and I think I got the sense of this thing. So what I'm essentially doing here isn't crafting an like tech or an object or anything like that. I'm not making a tool. I'm forging ingots of black iron. This special, like this special for a lot of different reasons. It has very interesting properties. It's frequently thought of and associated with, you know, precursor tech, you know, remnant technology, that kind of thing. So because it's been left behind, but this essentially is giving us fresh, like, make it yourself ingots of this black iron. Some of this is associated with the starships that you swear on, the starship pieces that you swear, you know, oaths on, but it has many special properties. It has many special applications. It's rarer than hen's teeth, and part of it is apparently the forging process and some of the elements that are brought in at this place. I'm not saying this is, you know, I certainly don't assume that this is the only place that one can make black iron, but this seems to be a set of fairly, not unique, but fairly rare, extremely rare circumstances where it's possible to forge this black iron, and that's what I end up doing. So when I head back, I've got a crate full of ingots, bars of black iron, which is amazing. It's like a crate full of gold, you know, but more so. So favorable insight, potentially a resource. Earl might be able to make some use out of this. This is a black iron sort of, you know, Beskar steel or something for this particular, you know, setting for this galaxy. So really cool, and it's really almost like a spiritual kind of thing to be able to, you know, say that this incredibly rare thing that is really only ever discovered as a relic, as a remnant, I was able to make it. That is crazy. That is really something. So I kind of come back just kind of quiet, but weirdly kind of energized. And Zeb's like, "What happened?" It's like, "Well, I don't know. Something definitely happened." "Well, yeah, but what?" "Oh, I don't quite know yet, Zeb. Ask me later." And then we get back out of here and pull away from this thing. I certainly mark it on the star charts, but I mark it in a very obscure way because I want. And honestly, I don't know what I'd do if I came back here because I don't have all the materials that Paladin provided here. I'm not even sure I recognize all the different stuff that went into this thing, but I can argue with the results. This is crazy. So there we go. All right, so. Cool. And we had already marked some progress getting in here. I'm now exploring the waypoint, and I believe I can mark progress on another step on the quest stuff that the vow that I swore to make a series of stops in the Moria Empire for Paladin. So I'm going to mark that, and then we are going to proceed. And I think I already marked progress on the Jeffries Vega collective thing, so don't need to do that just yet. So, all right, let's get moving again. We're gonna hop in here and get back on the ship. All right, what's the next coordinate, Zeb? Let's get this thing rolling. Oh, you know what? I did forget something there. I get to mark an additional momentum because of my ability that I had that I was using for that thing. So it actually gets me up to a 7, which is great. Excellent. All right, back to the moves. Back to the exploration moves. We are undertaking an expedition and trailblazing a route through perilous space. Envision your approach. If you're moving at speed, roll edge. If you're keeping under the radar, roll shadow. I'm not really worried about the radar. So I'm just going to stay vigilant and roll wits. We're just trying to be careful. Not trying to be too crazy. Here we go. Whew. Managed to eke out a strong hit despite some pretty strong dice coming our way. It's actually the strongest roll I could get. And all right, on a strong hit, get to a waypoint. Envision the location and mark progress according to the rank of the expedition. Sweet. So, progress according to the rank of the expedition. Mark. Boom. Getting there. And we are then going to see what is in the area. Now, it's interesting. You guys are all, of course, all seeing that I'm just using the oracles and generating things as I go. And that's fine, especially for a solo game. If I were doing this, if I were like running a game traditionally where you've got like GM and players, probably not if I'm doing a co-op thing where we're sort of co-GMing and doing like a duo thing. But if I was doing a regular game as a GM, and I knew that we were going to set out in this expedition, that Paladin's got this thing, and we're going to make it a difficult journey, a dangerous journey, and it's going to be this dangerous vow and all this other kind of stuff. I would, as the GM, probably, so that I don't have to make everything up entirely on the fly, have gone through and said, okay, that's 5 locations. Let me generate probably 6 locations in case things go sideways. Let me generate 6 locations. Let me go through here and see like what we're gonna run into and what's gonna be there, and even go through and say, what's the character goal here? What does he want us to do? So I can be ready for it. And there's no reason not to do that, especially when you're doing it as a group, because their dice are going to go sideways and cause unexpected things to happen where you're going to need to make stuff up on the fly anyway, right? So which is fine. And that means I only have to come up with this, deal with the stuff that's unexpected with regards to their dice. I can still kind of build all this kind of stuff out. I'm just building it all as I go because it's just me. And if I got to make up one thing, I might as well make up all of it. So anyway, off we go. We are going to go to... Where's all the Starship History table? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Space Encounters. What do we got out here? We're in the Outlands, and we are hitting submit. And this is a planet. A planet immediately visible. A furnace world. A planet with relentless volcanic activity wreathed in fire and ash. Well, this looks familiar. Let me go back up here to where are our furnace worlds at? Sure here. All right, very curious about this thing here. Whoops. A little bit longer than I would like it to be. That's fine. We'll put it down here. All right, so we're coming in at Shadrach Furnace World. Neat. Let me move that a little bit so we can see it a little bit better. Nice. And that's pretty cool. Let's find out what else is going on here with this place. What else we have going on. And we're gonna get back over here, take a little look at the oracles. Planet is a furnace world, and let's find out some more stuff about this furnace world. Atmosphere. Just rolling a few things in there. We'll take the measure of all of them as we go. Observe from space. And cool. Let's check it out. All right, what do we got here? It is a furnace world, a planet with relentless volcanic activity, wreathed in fire and ash. Atmosphere is marginal. It's unhealthy to breathe this planet's atmosphere for more than a few hours at a time. That sounds about right. Multiple settlements. Okay. All right. Fine. Furnace world. Descriptor focus. Pools of liquid metal and none. So I was rolling. Descriptor focus was observed from space. What you can see from space. Planet side feature. Pools of liquid metal. Okay. And no life. So no native life. Pools of liquid metal sound weirdly interesting. And descriptor focus for the what you can see from space. Secret commodity. All right, here we go. It's a furnace world, barely breathable atmosphere for more than a few hours, multiple settlements, pools of liquid metal on the surface, no native life, and visible from space, a secret commodity. Okay. Don't know. Doesn't matter. And now for the final oracle. Okay, this is the 3rd time in a row that I come out of space, come out of a needle on drift, and pull up and look, and I cannot imagine for the life of me what the hell it is that he wants me to do. I can't even fathom what he wants right now. Protect a life form. There's no life on this planet. Okay. All right. But there are multiple settlements. Secret commodity. What kind of secret commodity? I'm a little stumped, so I'm starting to try to figure out. Okay, all right. Let's get in here, because what this boils down to, it's still a waypoint, right? It's still something I have to get into and deal with, and for that, I am going to explore a waypoint, which is just fine. I am not forging anything. I'm landing, and I have a pretty general idea. I have, I think, a pretty good idea of what this whole like protect a life form means at this point. Weak hit. All right. On a weak hit, you uncover something interesting, but it's bound up in a peril or reveals an ominous aspect of this place. Envision what you encounter, and then take +1 momentum. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So I go back again to the cargo bay on the ship, and I get the package for destination number. No, there's no big crate for this one. I think secret commodity. Okay. I think this one's just like a relatively small box, and on the inside of it we got the little recorder, and then we have like an electronic device that has a couple cables leading out of it with little clips on the end and coordinates. So I, like it needs to be said, there's a little note on there that says play me first. Well, like I would not do that first. So I set the thing down on top of one of the other crates and I tap it, and Paladin's getting up here. He goes, okay, this one's going to be a little bit tricky. Hopefully you didn't come in too close to the plant, but you shouldn't have with the coordinates that I gave you. Here's what we need to do. That device there with the cable, this one right here, and he holds it up in the hologram, like this thing. This right here, you want to clip that onto your ship's transponder, and it will generate a transponder key that is clearly counterfeit and generic. That marks you as somebody who belongs here, because I don't know if you figured it out already, my friend, but this planet is not necessarily friendly to outsiders and is definitely not on the right side of the law. So we have a little bit of a pickup to do here, and I need you to not be too noticeable with your ship. So transponder, passing yourself off as somebody else. So you'll want to do that. And then I need you to find this person. Land at the coordinates. That's going to be one of the settlements. It should be relatively safe, and if nothing else, I'm sure Zeb can protect himself well while you're out taking care of what needs to be taken care of. I need you to find her. And this little like side little frame comes up. Let's picture a woman. Her name, oh Lord, her name is, I'm looking at the wrong thing. 1 second. Let's see which one's more interesting here. Her, Asana. That's cool. Her name is Asana Vayan. I need you to find her. She should be at a... Her name is Asana Vayan. She should be at a bar named called the Void Treader. You'll recognize it when you see it. And so you need to get in, tell her I sent you. You can refer to me as Paladin. She'll know who I am. And tell her that you're here to get her out. And then you need to get her out before anybody notices what's going on. And that's about it. I just need you to bring her back. She'll be fine, and she should stay out of your way and not cause any trouble once you got her. Can't make any promises while you're down on the planet. So move quick, move fast, and take a damn gun. Clicks off. Awesome. Okay. Protect the life form. Asana Vayan. Asana Vayan. We're going to do a little bit of work with Asana Vayan real quick here. And we're going to hand out. Do I have any images I can use for people? Figure out somebody here. I'm not 100% sure I really want her to look like. Okay. I got a face. Asana Vayan. Cool. Just wanted a face to put onto this horrible plan, which now we have. And Earl's going to get in here and do some move stuff and get in here and do exploring waypoint, which we are doing without any bonuses or that. What do we got? Oh, Okay. Explore waypoint. When you divert from an expedition to examine a notable location, roll wits. Blah blah blah. Then this, on a weak hit, you uncover something interesting, but it's bound up in a peril or reveals an ominous aspect of the place. Envision what you encounter. Okay. Well, clearly this void treader thing. This is not a safe location. And criminal element. A lot of people, they don't trust outsiders. They don't trust people they don't know. And we're going to have a little bit of a problem with that. So I'm going to take my momentum +1. We're not quite out of this thing yet. We're rolling right into this. So I'm going through this settlement, and it's in a dome. type of situation because the air isn't great. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe it's the buildings are sealed. Yeah, the buildings are sealed, but if you're actually out in the settlement, you're actually out in the exposed air, so you need to have rebreathers on and stuff like that. I like that better. So each individual building, it'll be sealed off, hopefully, and or you're not trying to sleep in a rebreather, but when you are out in the open, you're in the muck, you're in the murk. Yeah, so it's unpleasant. I'm going through these kind of dirt and dust streets and everything like that, and I get to these coordinates. The Void Treader is like Paladin said, I'd know it when I see it. And what it is it's a downed spaceship that's been converted into a bar. So it's kind of just sitting there at a cant, at an angle. It's on its treads, but it's also on its belly. Barely, basically the treads are just being used to keep the thing basically level. And you come in through one of the cargo bay hatches. The engines have been mostly scavenged, except for its use as a power plant. It's just a mess. And I'm coming in through this thing, and I'm going through with this image of this person trying to find, just looking for her. And I find her working. Like she's working as like a waitress, basically, at a bar. She's working behind the bar. We'll say she's working behind the bar. Or she's working as like staff. So she's being yelled at and stuff like that. And I also noticed that she's got like a low jack collar on her ankle. So I'm kind of watching for a little bit before I say this. She comes over to get my order, and I say something real quick, but then I kind of lean in and I motion her, and she pauses for a bit before she does this, and I'm like, so I'm here to get you out of Paladin, and I wonder if the problem is the criminal element or it's her. So we are going to take a look at the oracles for characters, and we're going to look at disposition and see what we got going on here for this. Her disposition is suspicious. That seems to make sense. So what can I do? She's like, yeah, sure. I said, how would I know? How would I know to say that if not for knowing him and being sent here by him? And there's just no way I would ever even know to say something like that to you or anybody. How would I know you if he hadn't been the one that sent me? When you search out a new relationship or give focus to an existing relationship, roll heart. Well, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to try to roll heart and see if I can get this girl to trust me. Okay. Yeah, strong hit. All right. On a strong hit, create a connection. Give them a roll and a rank. Whenever your connection aids you. Okay, well, we won't worry about that. I'm gonna go back over here to oracles, and we are gonna say silly. That's also silly. Actually, the first thing I rolled, investigator, might work. She looks young, but maybe she's not. She's like undercover and trying to figure some stuff out. All right. Connections. We're gonna add one here, and her name is Sana Vian Valkyrie. Details. She's from Shadrach. I feel like as an investigator in this kind of place, she's going to play things pretty close to the vest. I want to make her a dangerous one, and that is fine. Her descriptors are, yeah. Great. She's immersed. She's shifty. She's secretive. And back at the move thing, on a strong hit, create the connection, +1 on investigation stuff. Cool. And I am going to. All right. So when you get a break, when the bar closes. All right. Is this the kind of place where I can pay for you to hang out, to stay with me here at the table for a little while? She kind of looks at me like, to see. Oh yeah, the money up front, and you get then you can be a little bit of a happy customer. Great, perfect. How much do I need? She tells me, and I kind of roll my eyes a little bit. And she goes, it is what it is. So I give her some money, and she takes my drink order back. She makes up a drink order. She comes back with the drink and no more money. And then she sets herself, big old smile she puts on her face, and she sets herself down on my leg. And then I on my knee. And while she's sitting there and we're just chatting things up, and she's just, I don't know, make it look natural. She's like toying with my hair in my ear and all this other kind of stuff. And while she is doing that, I am trying to get that low jack off her ankle. When you make a move to repair, craft, repurpose, or Modify technology. Add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. I will absolutely do that. And I am going to roll. I think it's probably face danger, I would think, and probably based on my wits. So let's go back to the moves, and we're going to face danger here. See. Well, deception, stealth, or trickery. I'm going to go with stealth. That makes more sense. So I'm going with shadow. Deception, stealth, or trickery, but I get a +1 because of my ability there. Cool. And let's see what we get here. Oh, look at that. Strong hit. Awesome. All right, so on a strong hit, you're successful. Take +1 momentum, and I get another +1 momentum because I'm using my advantage here. And while she's doing this, I am taking a couple of, some wires and whatever little bits and bobs of tech, and I'm shorting out this low jack thing and just kind of letting it fall underneath the table and shoving it over to the main center leg of the table. All right, is there a place where we can be alone? And she kind of again gives me a look. I'm like, you gotta learn to trust a guy. Well, you need to learn to trust me one way or the other. After she snorts. Someplace where we can be alone that has a door the hell out of here. Yeah, actually, maybe. So we kind of make our way up these stairs. We're in the cargo bay, so there's like stairs up on the side that used to be for the catwalks and stuff, and from there up into what it would have been crew quarters that are now like private stuff and things like that. But I'm thinking somewhere in these back hallways and stuff, there's like a small hatch that lets you out onto like sort of a maintenance hatch that lets you out onto the hull of the ship through like a one-person airlock kind of a thing. And that's where we're gonna go. And nobody notices because again, the low jack is gone, right? So just because I'm curious. Leveraging, standing with them against hardship. I think this is going to be good for this, but that is fine. I'm going to give them an advance on that just because of the thing. We're getting out of here, but okay. I'm not going to do another roll to get up out of here because I already made a stealthy roll to get the low jack off it and that kind of thing, and we're going to get out of here. And do you need to pick up anything? No, I always keep that's what I need with me. All right, well, let's get back to my ship. So we're going to head out through this thing. And there's a bit of a ruckus as we're getting back to the ship. And she says like, okay, well, we definitely need to get moving right now, cowboy. All right, well, I don't have any reason to stay if you don't have any reason to stay. And she's like, I am very much ready to go. And I need to get out of here before they figure out what I've got with me. And she taps weirdly her forearm, which there's nothing there. So I'm not sure what she's doing, but that's fine. And we get back to the ship. Zeb, make up one of the guest rooms and light some candles. We have a new friend. We don't have any candles, Earl. Yeah, I know, Zeb. I was just, never mind. It's fine. It's fine. Let me get you up to the crew quarters. Find your own place. And she goes, I think we should probably get off the ship first. He goes, you know what? You make an excellent point. We'll get moving. So I'm gonna advance Asana's thing here because I got her off the planet, and we are going to take off. And he goes, are we heading back to Glimmer? No, we got a series of things that we're taking care of for Paladin. You're one of them. Oh, really? I'm just one of the things. Don't take it that way. So it's going to be a longer route around, but we'll get you home eventually, I promise. Really? Yeah, I'll get you home. Yeah, tap. My hand to steel, my hand to iron. And I'm gonna swear a vow. I can do that. I can swear a vow. Nobody can stop me. I am going to cross move. Swear an iron vow. I'm rolling plus heart. I do not share a bond, but I'm swearing it to a connection. That gives me a +1. That's excellent. Get this on and back to safety. Strong hit. On a strong hit, you're emboldened. It's clear what you need to do next. Awesome. All right, back on my vows here. I'm gonna throw another one in here, and I get to mark a series of stops at secret locations in Warrior Empire. Take another one of those guys off. Boom. And get Asana to safety. Let's say back home for some value of home. And we're going to just make this one troublesome because there aren't a lot of steps between here and there for this, and it's kind of happening along with something else. So I'm just gonna, actually, I'm not gonna mark that just yet. But I think troublesome feels about right for getting her and then getting back to Paladin and stuff like that. Maybe we'll find out. Getting her back home, and that also because I am a tricky person. Developing a relationship, I get to mark another progress on that if I swear a vow to undertake a perilous quest in their service, which is I'm going to get them back home. So we're gonna mark some progress on that connection because I can. She kind of looks surprised at this that I would be willing to tap iron for her, but yeah, feels good. Feels good to do that. All right, so we're going to do one more jump here, and then we'll see where this leaves us. And we are going to go in here, and Earl is going to wind up. All right, Zeb, let's set course. Coordinates number 4, and let's get out of here. Affirmative, Earl. I've already plotted the jump, and I am ready to undertake the Elon Drift. Sounds good. Let's go. We are... I am going to roll a shadow so that the folks here at Shadrach do not try to follow. And we are going to throw that one out there. Off we go. Bloop. Oh boy. Got a weak hit. I can burn all my momentum for a strong hit for undertaking an expedition. On a weak hit, so strong hit is you reach a waypoint, envision the location and mark progress. Boom. On a weak hit, as above, but this progress costs you. Choose one. Suffer, cost, and route. Make a suffer move at either 1 suffer move at -2 or 2 suffer moves at -1. Base parallel at the waypoint and envision what you encounter. Okay. Well, that solves it for me. I was gonna go with some kind of thing, like some kind of like going through some weird field during the jump and it caused damage to the ship or something like that. But one of the options is face parallel at the waypoint, envision what you encounter, and I am encountering a debris field that's a creature boneyard. And that's where we're gonna stop. I'm gonna come out of the thing, it's like we're in some sort of asteroid field. And Zeb goes, Earl, those aren't asteroids. And I look closer and I realize, and we get a shot from outside the ship, out in the asteroid field, out in the field, looking back at the ship, and like we see some bones, like a full intact skeleton go tumbling by. And without zooming back into the ship, you can hear Earl go, "Well, damn it." So yeah, we're gonna start out there, remembering that we came to this off of a weak hit, and we need to explore the waypoint. We're dropping in on a debris field that is a creature boneyard. That is fabulous. So we're just going to get out here, and I'm going to add a little, we'll worry about that later. Creature boneyard coming up next. Thanks very much, guys, for hanging out with me. I'm really enjoying this little excursion out here into deeper, darker space as we see how far away we can get from the known out into the unknown. It's pretty exciting stuff, and I am glad to be out here doing it with you. So I'll see you soon. See you next time.